Hey guys, welcome back. I just made this one pan garlic Dijon chicken. It is so incredibly delicious and it didn't take me very long at all. If you're looking to make healthy cooking simple, especially because you're juggling so many things in your life and you often find that healthy meals and healthy cooking is the last thing, I really want to show you how to make this because it will come together so quickly. You won't be spending hours in the kitchen and you won't believe how delicious this tastes with how little effort went into it. And I'm Aliye if you're new here, and I make healthy cooking simple for women over 40 so you can reach your health goals faster without spending hours in the kitchen. So let me show you how I do it. I know what you may be thinking, a one-pan chicken dinner and we're starting with the sweet potato. What the heck is going on here? But I couldn't leave you hanging. I needed to give you a full meal here. Not only is this one pan chicken super duper easy, it's so easy that you can make other sides to go with it. And this is all going to be ready in just about 20 minutes of active time. And it's like 25 minutes of cook time. That's it. So this is a Japanese white sweet potato that I'm cutting up here. This is a smart carb. This is a good option for women over 40. They're a little bit sweet, but not super sweet. It's a complex carb, and what I do is just slice it into these kind of little half moon shapes and put my favorite spice blend on it, some olive oil, a little bit of salt, and that's all you really need. And you can cook this at the same time as this one pan garlic Dijon chicken, so why not do it and just have a full meal. I make sure everything's flat on the pan because they're gonna get a nice brown color. I'm gonna put those aside, and this is the marinade for the chicken. It's about 1/3 cup of olive oil in there, and it's gonna be some garlic as well. I'd have 4 cloves or so here. These are big cloves. I think the recipe might even call for 6 cloves. It's really garlicky, but what's really great about this garlic is when you bake it, it gets really mellow and delicious, kind of like a garlic oil or a garlic butter. So don't be alarmed about the amount of garlic. It tastes just so delicious, and I don't end up with garlic breath after this dish because when it bakes, it really just mellows out. So all the goodness of garlic for you without any of the fire breath. This is something you're going to want to do. So you just put that olive oil in there, all the garlic, and then the Dijon mustard. Pretty standard, straightforward thing you most likely have in your refrigerator. So it's just about a tablespoon of mustard. And if you want the exact recipe for this, guys, you can find it in my free YouTube recipe vault. Then some honey. Here's a little trick. In order to get that honey off the spoon easily, you can see I just dipped it in a little bit of olive oil there. I did that because once I put the honey on the spoon, watch this magic, you guys. It's just gonna come right off. Wow, because I oiled the spoon. You can even do it 2 times in a row. I did this 2 times in a row. There was still enough oil on that spoon in order for that honey to just fall right off. Look, it just comes right off the spoon. No stickiness, no leaving half of it in there. I used some dried thyme because that's what I had on hand. Some salt. I use about 3/4 teaspoon of fine sea salt per pound of boneless meat, and I'm using boneless, skinless chicken thighs today. There is the black pepper, and you just really whisk all this together. I didn't even get out the whisk. I just used the little teaspoon I was using to measure stuff. I was too lazy to even get out the whisk, people. But just so the salt dissolves and everything gets dissolved. Here we are with some boneless, skinless chicken thighs. These are my favorite cut of chicken for a weeknight meal. They have tons of flavor, more nutrition, and they're really forgiving. If you overcook them for a long time, it takes a lot to dry these guys out. So I really prefer them. And honestly, I do it for the flavor, but they're really forgiving in any kind of overcooking or anything too. And if you tenderize some of them properly, they become absolutely fork tender. And I had some rosemary sprigs to stick in there. If you had some dried rosemary, you could throw it in that oil mixture. I just went outside and clipped a couple of rosemary sprigs. It smells really good. You don't even have to bother chopping it up. And then an onion. I think that's half an onion I had on hand. You could use any kind of onion. You could leave it out, but I think it's a really nice addition, and it's super simple. And here we go with the marinade. It's barely a marinade. It's like a baked sauce, right? Just pour it on top. That's it. I'm literally going to put this in the oven. How long did that take me? 5 minutes? 7 minutes? Maybe? Just coat that chicken with it. All the salt, all the flavor, everything you need is already in that sauce, so you don't need to salt the chicken or anything. I cook everything at 425 for this dish. Let that oven preheat and then toss in both the sweet potatoes and the chicken. You get both at once. Amazing. It goes for about 25 to 30 minutes. All right, and I wouldn't leave you hanging without the third part of this meal, a delicious kale salad. And if you're saying to yourself, ugh, kale, I don't like kale, I want you to try this anyways, because I have fed this kale salad recipe to so many people and they absolutely love it. If you want the exact recipe, it's going to be in my free YouTube recipe vault, but you can also jot it down pretty easily by just watching this. This is some kale I had. I'm going to be honest, guys, it's been kicking around the fridge for a while. That's okay. It's still super fresh looking, right? This is just a regular kale. I washed it. I pre-washed it and put it in the fridge. I think it's been in there for 10 days and it was still fine. I just picked out a couple of icky bits, but otherwise it's totally great. So it's just raw kale into the salad bowl that I'm going to serve it in. I like to put a little bit of onion in with this before I salt it. You can use any kind of onion. You could use even a scallion, works really well. Scallion tops. It just adds some extra flavor, and that is salt going on there. And this is the key part of this side salad, this healthy side salad, is massaging the kale. Look at how quickly that breaks down. That salt is just helping that kale break down. There is no time lapse in here, I promise. That is how fast it breaks down. In like 45 seconds, that salt basically, quote unquote, cooks the kale, right? It makes it a different texture, way more pleasant to eat. Hopefully I get those little pieces I threw out of the bowl and I get them back in there. Do you think I will? I'm not sure. Oh, look, I did. I cleaned up. Sweet. So part of what makes this recipe so good is the sweet elements that go along with it, like this apple. This is a really great addition to this. And especially if you have people that you're feeding or even yourself and you're like, wow, I really don't like kale, double up on the apple. So this is like one bunch of kale. This might even be half a bunch of kale if you have a really big bunch of kale. Or even a bag of kale if you don't want to clean it yourself, that's fine. Add more apple. Like if this is introduction to kale and you're trying to get more leafy greens, just add a second apple or another half an apple or use a huge apple. This is a small apple, which is going to give you that sweetness, which will help the kale be more palatable if you're not into kale. Okay? That's my tip. If you don't like kale, add more apple. That's okay, but eat the kale too. The bite on having all this, these are some dried cherries. I think I'm going to show you the bag in a second. So Montmorency cherries are the tart cherries. There's a little bit of sugar in these, but there are so little sugar. They still have a really nice tart flavor. If you had dried cranberries, that would work well too. I really prefer those two. That tart flavor I think is really key in making this taste delicious. I haven't used raisins or anything. I would look at for cherries or cranberries. These are some sesame seeds. No, they're not. They're sunflower seeds. These are sunflower seeds that I am toasting a little bit just to get them a nice roasty, toasty flavor. I almost burned these. I almost burnt those, you guys. I remember I started to smell them. Woo! And I take them hot and I pour them onto the salad while they're hot. Why? It helps kind of break things down a little bit more in there. And this is my dressing. I don't bother to mix it separately. I just do a little bit of apple cider vinegar. You should definitely have some of that in your fridge. Some extra virgin olive oil. Swirl, swirl. Here we go. This is my family's favorite salad. I kid you not. When they came in the door, I love this salad too, but I love healthy things. My family, they're hit or miss, right? They came in the door this night that I made all this. They saw the salad and they were like, ooh, yes, that's my favorite salad. Both my daughter and my partner said the exact same thing. So here we go. That chicken and the sweet potatoes have cooked for 25. I might have put them in for another 5 minutes, 30 minutes. And you got a full ass meal. Sorry for the swearing. That is, I mean, are you kidding me? So satisfying. And look, fork tender. Look at how fork tender those are. I didn't even have to use a knife. I really hope you guys try this. So good. Yum.